I am right.
Welcome, folks, back to the Graveyard Club podcast. Today, we're continuing on with the month of Frankenstein. If you're with us last week, it was the Son of Frankenstein episode, a big, highly anticipated episode with Antonia Carlotta. If you didn't check that out, make sure you do. That was a fun episode. And previous then was the Hammer movie. So, as you can tell, we're making our way through the history of Frankenstein, the film history of Frankenstein, if you will. And we're also celebrating the birth month of Mary Shelley. So, joining me today is Invisa Daddy. Coming back from last week, we have Brian, of course, the encyclopedia. We have Zantar with us. And of course, Fiend without a face. Today, we are talking about Frankenstein Conquers the World, a 1965 Toho movie. And where to start with this one. It's this month has been unbelievable because we've actually ventured through so many different sort of Frankenstein movies. Obviously, we had the kind of the classical one, the Son of Frankenstein. That's kind of traditional in a sense. Nothing to do with the source material, of course. A lot of these movies don't. But then we moved ourselves to the gory Hammer one, and then we're over in Japan now, talking about a Kaiju Frankenstein movie. Being a Godzilla fan, This one is nice. This is technically a Showa film, isn't it? This is a Showa era movie.
Yeah.
Since it's 1965, but there's a lot to talk about this one, especially the development of this movie, because from what I read, this was originally meant to be King Kong versus Frankenstein way back in the late 30s. I think this idea originally.
No, not necessarily. From what I've looked into, this idea started out back in the 60s, as far back as King Kong versus Godzilla. Actually,
it's basically just reusing leftover pieces.
Yeah.
Leftover pieces of a stolen idea.
Well, I did also read that.
Justice for Obi.
I did also read this was meant to come next after King Kong versus Godzilla, which, in a way, I wish they did do that movie. Now, for the listeners, obviously, that have seen this movie, the stakes aren't as high in this one as there would be in a Godzilla movie, so it kind of does make sense. We'll talk about, like, even the sets, the miniature sets is all completely redesigned in this one, which is fun. But it does make sense of it not being a Godzilla versus Frankenstein movie. But there's a part of me thinking, like, that'd be such a nice one. That, like, you have King Kong versus Godzilla, and then the next one is another heavy hitter with Frankenstein. Because even with the Universal movies, them movies were always kind of dipped into sci-fi. They leaned more into sci-fi than a lot of other Universal movies. So this one does make sense, and this is a pure like sci-fi treat. This one, of course, directed by Ishiro Honda, that done the original Godzilla movie and had done a lot of the Showa movie at the time. We actually talked about one of them, one of the Mecha Godzilla ones. But when was the last time you guys watched this one? Is this one a repeat for you? Because I think this was only the second time I've seen this movie.
This was the first time I'd seen it, though I'd been aware of it for quite some time.
Mm-hmm.
It was the first time for me in like a while, like since I had gotten the movie on DVD that I had sat down and watched it. And I watched 3 versions, even though it's technically just 2 versions. One just has a longer ending.
And it's not a good ending.
From what I get, it's about a 3-minute extra.
Yeah, and it like makes no sense.
It's not good at all.
It's the contractual obligation ending.
I think I saw this for the first time probably like 15 years ago, and then I didn't watch it again because I didn't like it at first. And then once I realized that this was actually like followed up with War of the Gargantuas, and I was like, oh, I need to go back and watch this again. And then I watched it again, and I was like, well, damn, I really like it now.
I've had that happen to me. Like that's kind of how I am with the 1998 Godzilla. I just enjoy it for what it is. It's not
Yes,
a good movie.
I can't even enjoy that for what it is. It's not good.
But here's the thing: you can have fun with even the worst movie. You
Oh,
just
it's
sit
true.
there, just make fun, just poke holes at everything, and make fun of it. There are some movies that are definitely not worth watching.
So where were we? It's on Tower Man. When was the last time you seen this one? Before obviously watching it for the review.
I just stopped watching it about 2/3 of the way through to come here. So I saw 2/3 of it just minutes ago. I might be seeing the whole thing, and
So,
the
like,
first 2/3 were pretty fresh on.
I was gonna wonder, does that determine your opinion on this movie? If you didn't like it or not. But that's going to be interesting. I'm going to find out today if people actually like this movie or not, because from what I get, this one is highly kind of reviewed. Like this one kind of has a whole kind of darker feel to it. Like even the beginning of the movie, straight away, it must be harking back to the Universal movies with the graveyard setting, and obviously we have the bombs of Hiroshima happening as well. Which, from what I've read, they've never showed really as much detail as they did in this movie, as in the other Godzilla movie. So it's setting out this tone quite dark, which I don't know if anyone else here agrees. I think the movie kind of twists at the second half and kind of gets a little bit more classic Kaiju. Obviously, when we meet Baragon, which looks dreadful in this fucking movie.
Yeah. First appearance of the first Baragon film I ever saw was Baragon appearance I ever saw was Destroy All Monsters, and then later Godzilla, Mothra, and King Ghidorah, Giant Monsters All Out Attack. And going back and seeing the original, the debut, not great.
So is this the first appearance of Baragon?
I think so.
Yeah. So I was wondering, because I was like, that's not fucking him, because obviously we do get more of a consistent design later on, but he looks wild in this fucking movie. It makes me think though, guys, like, did we need Baragon in this movie? Did you think it could have been good without him? Did we need Baragon? Is what I'm asking.
Yeah.
They needed somebody for him to fight.
Anguirus would have worked. Similar.
I think the movie would have probably dragged on without Baragon, but on the same end of the spectrum, it's like the way they introduce him, it just feels like very like, okay, we're running out of ideas. We need conflict. Let's bring this. So we should bring Godzilla back. Are you crazy? No.
Yeah, this Frankenstein monster as the antagonist probably wouldn't work.
Especially with his superpowers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, at this point, Godzilla was a superhero. They weren't going to have him lose to Frankenstein's monster.
No.
Yeah.
Have a draw.
And when you think about it, if Godzilla was in this movie, he'd nuke the place in 2 seconds, and Frankenstein Baragon be gone in seconds. Man,
Absolutely.
You know, so
bro, if Godzilla was in this movie, we would have gotten to War of the Gargantuas a lot sooner.
Oh well, yeah, that's what we forgot to mention as well. It does have some sort of a sequel, which it is actually a sequel. I just don't know how official that would be, but it definitely does continue on the story.
The best way I think it's been said is that the Russ Tambling character in War of the Gargantuas is basically just Nick Adams' character.
But in a bad mood.
And it's like, if you look at the flashback sequences of, like, you know, them with, like, the little, you know, the hairy monster thing, it's basically just the scene where he's watching TV from this one. Almost the same thing.
What did you think of the design? Well, go ahead, bro.
Oh, I was just going to say, it's almost the same cast in War of the Gargantuas, except for Nick Adams.
I was going to say, I know the girl, I know she comes back. I can't think of her name right now.
Yeah, Nick Adams says the random American dude in the movie, which he is quite good. Yeah, I just like the whole look of a show, kind of Toho movie. It has it there, but I think this one just has a little bit more of a darker tone to it, which I think keeps. That's what I'm almost leaning to the point where it would have been interesting to see what they would have done without having a kaiju fight at the end of the movie, because I felt like it was quite tacked on, as we're only at the same Baragon coming in. I think he's in Mount Fuji, but it feels quite tacked on. He's quite agile in this movie, Baragon. I like the fighting scenes are quite like good and comical at times. But I don't know. There's a part of me thinking, I wonder what Toho would have done if he just had the monster and, maybe he got big enough to wreck the city and somehow the humans would stop him somehow. Because it's weird. Frankenstein basically starts out as a heart in this one. And actually, when I say Frankenstein, it's obviously the monster. But did anyone notice they do refer to him just as Frankenstein throughout the movie a lot?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, they do.
I wonder, is it this movie that kind of started the whole thing of people just calling the monster Frankenstein? I wonder.
I'd
I
say it
think
probably
they were
started
already.
with the Bride of Frankenstein.
Mm-hmm.
I would agree with that, because even in something that I noticed in my rewatch of Son of Frankenstein, Wolfgo is talking on the train about the things that his father has done, and it's like, and they've gotten so out of hand, they've gotten so convoluted. They've even referred to the monster as, and then all of a sudden you hear Frankenstein like from outside.
And
So it's like that. I think it's that in that degree.
because
This was a giant Dr. Frankenstein versus Baragon. It'd be a different movie.
maybe
That's just Dr. Serizawa as the giant from that one video game.
More ridiculous.
this is a fucked up movie. Like the presence of Nazis, it's not centered around World War, but we do obviously the premise is at the start of World War. It's just such a different sort of movie that, as Invisdaddy was saying, Godzilla at this time now is a superhero. Like we're seeing a completely different side of what he used to be. This I don't know if I would prefer this movie or War of the Gargantuas, because I think I remember that one more fondly than this one, and I think it's a lot more fun and it works better as a kaiju movie. Whereas I don't know, this feels like two different movies. I feel like once they have Frankenstein and he's growing within the lab, that's great. It's great scenes. The reporters coming in, taking videos. He breaks out like that. I found all that perfect. I just wish we had a little bit more than that, because then the movie just skips and we're into the villages and the resorts up in the mountains, and that's when Baragon comes. I feel like the rest of the movie is just basically that then.
Yeah.
That's what it comes back to my point where I'm thinking, if we didn't have Baragon and no other monster, I think this movie could have been even more interesting. But like I said, what we have here is a Frankenstein kaiju sci-fi movie. I can't really get much better than this, and surprisingly, it works. Let's talk about the design of the creature, because that is one thing that is I'm a little bit shaky on. So I did.
Rather started with it's a Japanese man in white face.
Yes, yeah, and with blue contacts on as well to make the appearance more effective. Yeah, but the director apparently watched the 30s James Whale movie as inspiration for this entire movie. I don't see one trace of it really.
He's got the flat top.
Yeah.
And you got the hairy jacket at the end.
And I like how as he grows, he starts to grow hair on his back. At the time we're at the end of the movie and he's gigantic, he actually has like hair on his back and all sorts of stuff. I actually love the idea of him continuing to grow. That's such a cool idea for the monster, to have him grow. And I'm pretty sure I don't think there was any other Japanese Frankenstein movies. Surely there wasn't any kaiju Frankenstein movies, but I wonder, did Japan ever do the story again?
Well, there was a plan for that. They were planning to do Frankenstein versus the human vapor.
Yes.
But that fell apart.
Completely different, but I think there's a television anime film.
Japanese.
Yeah.
Let's see, that'd be interesting to check out because you know the Japanese is like they're great for the idea. So I don't know what a set of movies we've after been reviewing so far, like the Course Frankenstein, Son of Frankenstein, now this one. I'm not sure what's coming up next, but it goes to show you how like versatile the Frankenstein character actually is. As much as it's just a lumbering undead made up with different body parts, it's quite it's quite flexible what you can do with it. Although this Frankenstein is completely different. The idea of the heart though is quite good. Was anyone else startled at the near the start of the movie where the Nazis come in? And
I was
seen a
more
salute and I was
startled
like,
at the
fuck, I forgot
doctor
about this.
I was more startled about the doctor, just handsome Squidward, falling, all of destroying his lab.
He's a bad doctor.
But outside of that, I think it works for the setting of the film, especially the beginning of that setting, because I don't think any German person is going to just freely hand over his shit in World War II, era Germany. It's going to hand over this very astounding medical thing to a foreign entity, even if they are allies. I think the best way to word what I'm trying to think of is found in Invisible Agent, where he goes, whether him and Baron Akito and Stauffer are talking. He's like, well, remember, you have every right to be here, but you're still in Germany. So I think it would kind of be like a situation in that degree.
It never gets explained why they gave Japan the heart. And
the movie can happen.
I think what it was because this was towards the end of World War II for the Germans.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, keep it out of enemy hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, this film is not helping with the idea that the novel is set entirely in Germany. If the heart is coming from Germany.
Well, they never state that is Dr. Frankenstein who has the heart at the beginning. Like he could have stolen it, and brought it to Germany or something.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I think they, because that character does reappear later on, and he explains about the heart, and he explains it's astoundment and whatnot, and why it kept beating was because of some protein or whatever.
Yeah.
There's a few returning characters in this one that was in, well, at least one or two that was in Godzilla versus Godzilla, King Kong versus Godzilla. Am I right in saying that? Seiko Tugami. I think I remember him being one of the scientists in. I think he was one of the scientists in the previous movie. Yeah. So we do have some similar cast, which I suppose Toho we're not shy of doing. I don't know. It's the Baragon introduction that it kind of does it for me. Although he's sweet in this movie, I've never seen
out of nowhere.
Comes out of nowhere and agile, really fucking good. The design is fucking horrendous, though. I will say, obviously it's the first one, but that did not look like the Baragon I'm used to. But mad look, but we're still in 1965. None of the suits were great, But and even the ending scene, I wasn't really too happy with the monster kind of. What basically happens where he just gets brought underground, and obviously they basically do say the monster can never die, so obviously sets it up somewhere for a sequel that never happened.
Sorry, cough.
Yeah, I think the more I think about this one, the more I can nitpick it. To be honest, but it is an enjoyable watch.
Are you saying it doesn't make sense? I mean, come on.
The octopus ending makes more sense leading into War of the Gargantuas.
Yeah, honestly, it does.
Still
comes out of nowhere and doesn't make any sense for this movie, but it works leading into the next one.
there actually was a reason for it, and it was contractual obligation. When they made this movie with Saperstein had it, I think, written in as like, oh, they had to bring back the giant octopus from King Kong vs. Godzilla. So that's why that character exists. And then AIP looked at that movie and was like, we're just going to go with the original ending because that one makes more sense.
Yes.
I have a question. Does that so did Toho get the rights from Universal, or was the Frankenstein name in public domain at the time?
No, they didn't have permission from Universal.
I'm pretty sure it was public domain. Book was published in 1818 after all.
I was gonna say probably, if anything, they probably moved a little bit away from the design, but used that initial Universal design for like the inspiration.
And it's kind of funny. This movie was released 3 years after the debut of the Hulk, who is, of course, inspired by the old Universal Frankenstein films.
Yeah.
And Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde also.
And to be honest, the Frankenstein monster in this movie actually does look like that Hulk from that series.
It does.
The 70s one?
Is it the yeah, I was about to say 80s. The 70s one? Yeah, it kind of has that kind of world.
Those who would know it, Frankenstein's monster.
Well, I think we probably should have fucking reviewed War of the Gargantuas. Like, that was a fucking fun movie, man. You know what I mean? Because this one builds it all the way up for just one fight with Baragon and Frankenstein. I feel like we get cheated out a little bit. Go ahead, man.
I was gonna say, I think the best way to word what War of the Gargantuas is, it succeeds in every point where this movie doesn't.
Yeah.
Yes.
Except for Russ Tamblyn.
Except for Rusty, yes. Except for
Nick Adams.
Fuck you! I'm gonna ad lib everything and then forget everything I said at Russ Tamblyn.
And then he'd generally be a jerk too. His character's just a jerk. At some point, he yells at the doctor while they're investigating. Hey, stop investigating! Wait a minute. Where's that effect?
There is scenes that they shot for the American cut where he's just present, and he looks less interested in being in those scenes than he does throughout like the Japanese cut of the movie.
Is that the cut everyone watched?
I watched an American cut, it's on the Internet Archive, some VHS copy. I mean, I'm presuming that actual restoration doesn't look as dark.
No, the restoration is actually quite nice. I found it, but it was the Japanese. It's a great restore, man. In fairness, but like like usually I go for the English dub. Be a little bit lazy with it, but me and Fane were in the voice chat the other night watching it, and yeah, I actually really enjoyed it in Japanese, and it'll probably be the way I stick to it now, to be honest with you. But yeah, I'll be looking forward to talking about that movie, to be honest, because I feel like a lot more happens in it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know, like, because like when we're doing like a Toho Godzilla review, like we want to talk about the fucking fights, we get prick taste the whole fucking movie just for like 2 minutes at the end, which it is a good kaiju battle, but
it's a great fight.
Yeah, it's almost worth it, but I wanted more. But what I did like about this one, sorry, go ahead, man.
Yeah, it's kind of like similar to my problem with the Curse of Frankenstein, where the monster doesn't appear until like that movie's half over, and with this, Baragon doesn't appear until the movie's like half over.
Yeah. Well, we have Nick Adams versus Peter Cushing and the hammer one, so I'm Gucci with the hammer one.
Christopher Nick Adams.
Is that not the guy in this one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nick Adams.
Apparently still alive.
Nice.
Nick Adams is?
No, wait, sorry. Yeah,
Jesus.
I misread. He died in 1968 at the age of 36.
Jeez, he was young.
That's crazy. what I'm trying to actually say here, before I keep fucking forgetting it, the miniatures in this one were obviously at a different scale. So that would have took Toho a little bit more work to do. And to be honest with you, they're one of the best Showa era sets I've seen. To be honest with you, they're really, really good. And I think this movie does. And it's Honda, like behind the camera, he always does a great job at scaling the monsters. It's not great 100% of the time, but I think in his movies most of the time he does a good job at making the monsters look big. And I think a lot of the scenes in this one, even when the Frankenstein's monster is in the cage, there's a great the effect is brilliant, because most of the effects at the time are quite dated now, but like you do still find one or two that's done brilliantly. It's when the reporters and the cameramen are in front of the cage actually, and you can see the monster from the inside. Then that's a great little effect, and I think they've done that quite well. That was actually a good scene. I don't know who let that many reporters into a lab with big dirty fucking cameras to.
Well, who let all of those reporters with those big fucking cameras to go take photos of Kong?
True.
Like,
Well, there's a line there.
obviously would have been sent to get it.
There's a line there about don't take photos; it will upset him. It's like I know where they got that line from.
Yeah.
This is not.
You can only take pictures when the nurse was around, or whatever, whoever she was.
I'm assuming this was probably called King Kong in Germany. Wouldn't be surprised.
King Kong versus Baragon conquers the world.
King Kong as Frankenstein.
Exactly.
King Kong is Frankenstein.
I think it had the monster with the ape face or something was the title in Germany.
The monster with the ape face?
Something like that. I can't remember exactly.
Man, you ain't got to do that to the man. I know the man don't look great under all that makeup, but damn, an ape?
Now I'm just imagining a Toho Kong's face on Frankenstein's body.
Now I'm tempted to make a poster where it's just the close up of the Frankenstein monster's face. It's just gonna say King Kong across it.
But besides Baragon flying around the place in the movie, what's everyone's favorite scene? Favorite scene in the movie?
This might sound weird, but when Frankenstein's trying to get Labora and he gets the tank instead, it kind of reminds me of the scene from the James Whale film where the monster throws Maria into the water and drowns her.
Yeah. The tank looks very fake in that fucking scene.
Yeah.
and so does a lot of when the two cars crash into the railings. I love it though. It's how creative of them. I was actually watching it with my dad, and I'm because he wouldn't be too much into this, and I'm trying to explain to him like the magic behind the sets and the Toho pool that they shoot the actors in, and it's just unbelievable how they do it. It's a pity that these sort of rubber suit kaiju traditional kaiju movies are not really the same anymore. Like Godzilla -1, was it like a perfect kind of perfect step into the next stage, but that whole campiness now is completely gone.
Yeah.
Probably for the better, because probably nobody.
Well, no, you still have the MonsterVerse if you want camping.
Yeah, that's true, man. That's true.
I mean, someone has to keep the campiness alive.
Yeah.
If Toho's gonna abandon it, then someone has to keep it alive.
But here's the thing: I don't think their movies are even trying to be campy.
Yeah,
They're bad. Like I don't rate them.
No, they take themselves very seriously.
Oh,
they insist greatly upon itself, and like, I'm sorry if I'm gonna watch a movie series where I got to do homework in order to like understand things in the series, I'm just gonna stick with the Blair Witch Project stuff.
I seriously hope this isn't going to turn into a just take the fucking picture moment.
That's why I said what I said. I'm not saying anymore.
Yeah, no, I think we definitely said our piece on but what's everyone's favorite scene? Like,
My favorite scene outside of like the final, battle at the end and whatnot, I would probably have to say it's the scene with the hand that just is
yes.
like crawling around throughout like the lab and whatnot.
Yeah.
There's a many Hand on the Loose movie stuck in there. 5 minute Hands on the Loose left
Pretty
over
sure-
from the very
Yeah,
Beats
pretty
with My
sure.
Fingers.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Peter Lorre once did battle with a hand. Unhand me, you beast!
Yeah, that's
Definitely love the scene with the hand. It does kind of come out of nowhere, but I love the scene where Baragon first appears and he destroys like the little ski shack. I don't know why. I just
Oil
really like it.
fields.
Yeah. The dancing scenes. I especially like the dancing scenes.
Yes.
They're always fun. There's a bit there in the in the mid '60s where all the show movies have dance scenes. Leading up to
We need to talk about the dance scene from War of the Gargantuas.
yeah,
Get there,
War
when
of
it-
that's a great one. Yeah. I liked Baragon eating chickens. My favorite scene. He's just got chicken feathers spewing out of his mouth.
Yeah, Baragon is a bit of a menace in this one. Yeah, like
Yeah, it's just
it would probably be. I actually forgot about that hand scene. To be honest, like that's one scene in the movie that's it's pure horror. Well, they at least try to make it horror, and I thought that was quite effective. To be honest, that was quite good. Don't know my favorite scene. I do like the agile moves from Baragon. They're quite ridiculous, like 100 feet up in the air, ridiculous. They're quite fun. But I don't know. If I had to pick my favorite one, I do like the scenes where the monsters walking throughout the city, and we get to see them new kind of weird scales. And I don't know. It just I don't know. Like I was like, that looks like a Frankenstein movie where he just grows bigger, and it just like comes back to like I don't think this movie needed Baragon at the end. I feel like he could have maybe just let him run rampant on a city, let him get like ridiculously big, like even bigger than what you got in the movie. And I don't know. I think that could have been so fucking interesting, man. Do you know what I mean? And then we could have still have had the sequel, and that could have been the monster bash between his two kind of offsprings.
Mm-hmm.
Which you know, but which is crazy how that next movie starts, because we're not going to talk about that one. But like the fact of them two different monsters being offsprings to Frankenstein is it's quite weird and disgusting actually. But I don't know. There's so much to unpack in that movie. I'd be looking forward to actually. But for actually, if you haven't noticed, for the listeners, the last while, I've been reviewing Frankenstein movies, so we're getting into themed months. Next month's going to be H.G. Wells, so we have a few obvious choices there. We won't spoil them just yet, and we might have a returning guest with a bit of luck. And because I was thinking about the last one that we done with Antonia, and I was thinking, do we interview her the whole thing, or do we just have her just there on the show, and then she helps us talk about the movie. I think we should have hammered out with a couple of questions. Like I think like she was that good on the podcast. I was like, oh my god, like I feel like we should have asked her more questions about like her. So I'm actually dying to have her back on the podcast, and like maybe we do like a little interview and somehow segue it into the Invisible Man.
I think she gave a lot of great insight into into the film and whatnot, and especially the history of that film series in general. So I think she would be great to have on for the insight and some of the Universal stuff we'll cover.
Yeah, for sure, man. And she's away with awards as well. big time. She's excellent. It was great. Yeah, it was great having her on. So yeah, watch out for next month, because I think these themed months might be the way to do it. Somebody mentioned Dracula's Day. Obviously, is in May next year. That's a long time to wait to do a fucking Dracula themed month. Because,
Sounds good.
but I digress.
I mean,
what you gonna say, bro?
we do have other themes, like obviously dinosaurs in October, Boris Karloff in November, Edgar Allan Poe in January, Victor Hugo in February.
We'll just do Christmas movies in December.
I mean, we can do
Santa Claus Conquers the Martians, baby!
we can do whatever we want in December. I mean, I
Yeah.
know Shirley Jackson was born in December, so we could do the original version of The Haunting.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, Yeah.
I
Good
would like-
choice.
That's a good one.
it's a cool little focus to do team months. I actually really like the idea of that. I think you suggested doing that, Brian.
Yeah, it was. I was just. I think I started off with me looking. I remember Frankenstein Day being a thing. I looked it up. So it was in August. I also looked up if Dinosaur Month was a thing, since we got a lot of dinosaur movies on the Google Doc in the dinosaurs section. So yeah, if we want to take some of those off the list, do a number on the dinosaur section, October, definitely the time to do it. And with Boris Karloff having been born in November,
Mhm.
What are some Boris Karloff movies that people don't typically think of, like the original Scarface, for instance?
Yeah,
I forget that he is in that movie.
Targets.
yeah.
Um,
First glance, he doesn't. I think he plays Gaffney, like Mr. Gaffney or something.
Yeah.
Name it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's playing. I think he's playing an Irish American, which is odd because he played so many ethnicities, but I don't think he ever played a man of Anglo-Indian descent.
I've got a movie suggestion that we could do for Boris Karloff month. Abbott and Costello Meet the Killer.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
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 I'll add that, and I mean, we've got quite the amount to choose from.
Sure. Let's not forget, Brian. We did do a couple of the RKO Boris Karloff movies. I feel like they kind of slip under a lot of radars. Maybe not as much as Scarface, but they were. They kind of do slip the radar a little bit. Slip my fucking radar, and anyway.
Yeah, I mean, Fiend also suggested The Haunted Strangler. I've added Heart of Darkness. I mean, TV movie, obviously, but it's Boris Karloff in an adaptation of Heart of Darkness that is not Apocalypse Now. So,
I would probably also go with
Mad Monster Party,
no, it wasn't Mad Monster Party I was thinking of, but there was something.
Targets.
Hang on, Haunted Strangler.
I mean,
We should do Mad Monster Party for Halloween.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And everyone has
Like
to
just do like a
dress up.
special Halloween episode for Mad Monster Party.
Yeah.
Everyone has to dress up. Brian, you have to change your character to like Frankenstein. See what's
I mean,
that'd be fun.
Visit has to be the Hollow Man, so he's got a like a latex Kevin Bacon face over his head.
How do you know
Don't
I'm not
worry
wearing a
about me, I'll
latex
find-
Kevin Bacon mask under here?
You mean to tell me you've been Kevin Bacon this whole time?
I can't rule it out.
yeah. Well, it is
Wait
fun
until you see my
to.
flash dance.
It is fun to like do something that ties into like recent releases. We also kind of themed months also help in that we don't have to wonder what we're doing next
Yeah.
week.
Speaking of Kevin Bacon, not to drift too far on the movie that I was talking about, did anyone see the new Toxic Avenger? Well, the latest one that came out.
I did.
Yes.
No, I have not.
What?
No.
I,
Fucking dread. Like,
I,
I stuck it on for the second time about 2 days ago, and I actually love how it's shot. I love, I don't know, the Taylor Wars, like the colours and the characters are kind of like are fun in it. But fuck me, man, that's a bad movie.
like it looks great
Yeah, exactly.
for a
That's what I
Gothic
mean.
adventure movie.
Tell us what you
I
think.
hate to plug my one friend, Chunky Larry, but I have to at this point. He had made a video talking about, and he is more of an abrasive person. He actually stated, like, who the fuck is this movie for? It's not for trauma fans because it's way too tame. And I think the best answer that I could kind of come up for that, it's like, hey, it's for fans of trauma, but it's been so sanitized by a Hollywood studio. It makes you wonder what the 90s one would have looked like.
But imagine a little bit better. I actually believe that's wait, the movie is, I think, got released in 2023, but I don't think it got like a theater cinematic release till a little bit later, if I remember.
Yeah.
But like, that's the thing with me. Like, I wouldn't be a big trauma fan. Like, I'd be more unfamiliar with the movie, so I kind of did go into this only watching the original Toxic Avenger, and yeah, it's a far cry from what the original would be, and I suppose there's no way a movie like that could be like funded and released the way this movie, I suppose, was.
Well, this one even had problems then. Because this was like, it was made, it was fully done, and then it got shelved because it was like, the studio was like, who would want to see this movie? And like, I enjoy it enough for what it is, but at the same time, it's like, it's not really for an audience.
Yeah, there's no one specific group of people that would be like, yes, this movie is amazing.
Let's not be hasty here. We were all hyped when we seen the first couple of well, I wasn't anyway, when we first seen the first like screenshots of it, but then you see what Elijah Wood actually is in the movie. And, yeah, what the fuck is going on here, man? And even,
well, Elijah Wood, I think it's funny because when I saw that design, the first thing I said was like, bro, all he needs is the fucked up hand, and they could do the Scary Movie prequel with him. With him as like the caretaker.
And I feel like if you put like a little glass eye on his left eye, it almost passes the Penguin as well in some of the
oh yeah,
some of the angles as well. And Kevin Bacon was the best part of the movie. And I'm not sure whatever the woman's name that was going around with him as well. Them two were the best part of the movie, in my opinion. Peter Dinklage was actually quite entertaining. Bad for the role though.
It's one of those.
It just didn't make any sense. Oh, I was just like, Peter Dinklage being there didn't add anything to it other than making some jokes.
Mm-hmm. And
I think what they should have done is had Peter Dinklage play the character he did, and then when he becomes the monster, they should have had like someone bigger to play him.
Yeah.
Like just have him like his voice coming through the guy talking. Like what they would do with
I thought that's what they were doing.
mm-hmm.
No, they just hired someone who was slightly. I'm not even joking about that because they did like a side by side with like the person who was in the makeup and him, and it was like he's shorter than that person. He's like, I thought he was taller than.
Yeah, at the early news stage of this movie, there was talk about him actually growing bigger, which it wouldn't have made much of a difference to the movie in the end, I suppose, because it was that fucking bad. But I don't know, it might chip away at some of the trauma movies. Again, it's another kind of set of movies that seem to be quite hard to find in my region, and even they're quite hard to find online as well, I feel. There is a streaming site now, I believe, isn't there? Do you have their own streaming?
Yeah, they do have their own streaming. It's Trauma Now.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like $5.99. I've had it before, but I was like, why would I keep this just to watch the same 5 movies?
Yeah, you'd be some sick fucker to keep something like that. You know, like how many times are you going to watch them? Well, now my luck, it's probably not even available in Ireland. So
I was gonna say, I think a few of them are on Tubi. I know I've seen like maybe one or two of them pop up.
Yeah.
I'll figure out how to do a streaming setup here, and I'll probably put some in movie nights.
oh, it actually is available in Ireland. Yeah, I might maybe. But to go back onto the movie that we're talking about, Frankenstein Conquers the World, aka Frankenstein versus Baragon, aka the German.
Bodybuilder beats an old lizard to death.
What we thinking about ratings? Because the more I fucking talk about this movie, the more I'm ripping it apart, and I don't like it's the score's not as great as when I first put it on. I'm gonna go back to my original point with this one before I give my rating. I think it's like two fucking movies. The first part of the movie is
Right.
dark.
There's a crawling hand movie shoved in there.
Yeah, like
It's only 2 minutes long.
I think that was less fucking campy than what we got near the end of the movie. I wish Toho would have stuck to their guns a little bit, but I don't know. Like obviously there was always going to be a kaiju fight in this movie. It made too much sense. It's in the cover. We knew Baragon was going to be in it, but it just makes me think what they could have done without just throwing in a monster like that. You could have at least made Baragon feel a little bit more part of the story. My rating for this movie, though, well, I suppose I will say what I did like about the movie. The way it's shot, like 60s Japanese movies are beautiful. I love the interior shots of like the kitchens and the living rooms that they're in. It's just a thing at the time, and I don't know. They're great movies. I love the outfits that the Japanese women are wearing. I don't know. It's a fun movie. It's great and easy on the eyes, and it's quite an easy watch, even though how sometimes dark it can get. But that's Showa era Godzilla, I suppose, for you, Toho. I'd give it a 3.5 because purely because of the tacked on Baragon malarkey. To be honest, because everything else suited me down to the bone. It was a darker kind of toned movie for like the 2/3 of it, and I don't know, it was perfect. I think Toho done a great job with the actual monster. Very, very interesting idea for him to be found in a box as a fucking heart, and then he grows as a kid, and like that's such a great little kind of twist to the actual monster itself. Very good. I did enjoy that. Brian, what about you? What would you give this, man?
I'm gonna give it a 3. There's some, a bit lower for me, but I don't know. It just seems a bit more average than what I come to expect from a Toho kaiju film.
Mm-hmm. In what way?
Just big monster wandering around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a very good point there. Actually, I will tip on. There's not much destruction, and it's not the typical the city's getting lit up in fucking seconds sort of movie.
Yeah, so there's a bit of a whodunit there for a bit.
Yeah, and they're fucking
No,
poor Baragon was
Frankenstein
getting
did
the
it.
blame.
No, Baragon did it.
He got the shitty end of the stick, Baragon. Like probably the worst looking Showa era design I've ever seen. Like absolutely disgusting looking, and
He's better than Marianne in just Royal Monsters. He's just there as a
True.
puppet.
just about.
His whole shtick in this reminds me of Ultraman 66, where there's just kaiju everywhere. They just pop up, and it's just very normal. There's a kaiju in the mountain. There's one in the volcano. There's one in the lake. Here's Baragon. They're just sort of everywhere. And they just pop up and with no explanation. It's like, yep, he's very much a Ultraman 66 monster.
So, what would you rate this out of 5 then, Zontar?
Me, I'll go 3.5. He's restrained in this, but I'm a big Nick Adams fan. I love him in Monster Zero. And I've seen some of his other stuff too. I'm a big fan. When he really gets going in some stuff, it's like a little bit of Rat Pack action going, a little bit of Captain Kirk action going. But because he's a scientist in this, he's a bit restrained. But still, I'm always glad to see Nick Adams.
And he
And I've read some of his backstory. He's an interesting character in real life. Like he was a troubled person. That's the best way to put it. But I enjoy the heck out of his appearances. And I enjoy Baragon, just the ridiculousness of it. It's like all Showa movies are ridiculous. This one kind of has like an extra ridiculousness to it. The severed hand, the growing heart, turned into a kaiju, and they're not particularly huge. I like the smaller scale of these guys where they're like just walking around the buildings are only this tall on them. Like yeah, that's cool. He's really only two stories tall, maybe three.
Yeah, there is some of them like scaled shots with Frankenstein walking around the city. Like they are my favorite shots, but yeah, you can tell we're not dealing with gigantic 400-foot warrior breeding lizards anymore. That's why, like, I don't know where they were going to go with having Godzilla in this movie. You must have been thinking Frankenstein was going to get a lot bigger, and yeah, that would have been interesting to see. That would have been interesting to see. What about you, Fiend?
I would rate this significantly lower than you guys. I'd rate it probably 2.5.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just because, like, yeah, it's got all these great things, but even then, that does detract. It doesn't take away from the fact, like, this isn't that great of a movie. It's surprising that a movie with a lesser actor is better. But I don't know. I hate saying weaker entries because even then you can always go lower. To me, it's kind of like The Room. There's aspects of it that are like beautiful and shot and everything, but that doesn't take away from, I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark.
I love how excited like I was, particularly to talk about this movie, and the further we've been going on, we've just been shitting on the fucking thing. I'm wondering what Invisible Daddy is going to say here, because this could be the nail in the coffin, or it could be a little bit of a saving grace. Go ahead, man.
I'm going to give it a 3. It's not great. It does feel like 2 different movies, 3 sometimes.
Yeah, and
it's very unfocused. For the Frankenstein's monster, don't like the design. It doesn't look good, but I like the concept with the heart. Timeline within the story doesn't really make sense because the heart mutated after Hiroshima, and then this is like 20 years later. But they've been hearing stories for 20 years about a wild kid running around Hiroshima in the forest. And then, like, as soon as he gets into captivity, he grows like to gigantic proportions. Like, shouldn't he have already done that?
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, I enjoyed Baragon in this more than I did the Frankenstein's monster. And I feel like if they didn't have Baragon in this, then it would have just been a retread of the original King Kong. With, the monster not being obviously Godzilla proportions. He's only a few stories tall. I don't know. The more I think about it, the less I like it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm going to go 3 on it.
That's the key to enjoying this one, is to not think about it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The key to enjoying it is having it on in the background and only focusing on the parts you need to.
Yes.
So what we're all trying to say here, this movie is mediocre as fuck.
See, this is the first kaiju.
No.
This is the first kaiju eating
It's
scene.
slightly above medium. Just slightly. It's like literally like this.
Like, I can watch this movie and I can enjoy watching it, but at the end of the day, it's just not good.
Mm.
I was made aware somewhat of this movie through, like, various things that I had seen, but I became reacquainted with it through this thing called the 50 Worst Movies Ever Made. And this is on that list. I can see why.
Is the robot versus the Aztec mummy on that list?
Sadly, Aztec Mummy is not on that
That's
list.
crazy.
But Voodoo Woman.
What site did you get that from?
I found it. It's on Tubi, but I found it on DVD. I think like someone gave it to me.
I need to see this list.
Yeah, that sounds like a book's on Tower would get.
It's not a book. It's a movie.
It's a movie.
Okay.
It's like a one of those documentary things that just piles of random stuff.
I'm taking notes.
It goes through like 50 minutes. A troll. The first troll is on there, but not the second one. Surprising. But I don't think that one needs to be on the list. That is the list.
Yeah.
And it's got like, let's see, it's got that. It's got Frankenstein Conquers the World, Voodoo Woman. There's a couple. I think the Crippled Kung Fu Masters are on there. I know the movie Greetings is, which is one of De Niro's earliest roles.
Oh, you got me on that.
What'd you say?
I don't know that one.
Yeah, it's an early Brian De Palma movie, and it's just fucking weird.
Look it up right now.
I would definitely have to try to find it, and I would. No, I think like I said, it is on Tubi, so we might be able to stream it.
That's crazy. If I never thought Troll, the first Troll movie was that bad of a film, to be honest.
It's not that bad.
Yeah, well, compared to the second one, I actually think it's campy, it's cheesy, I think it's enjoyable.
Well, anything compared to the second Troll movie is decent.
And I watched that movie a couple of weeks ago, the second one, and yeah, it's actually a hard watch. The more you watch it, the more you go back and watch it, you realise, this actually isn't even good, bad. Like, it's a terrible fucking movie.
They're eating her. And then they're gonna eat me.
The little
Oh my god!
the little
Bro,
dog
I
looked
think
like
the
cool.
only time I've seen acting that subpar was the scene was in one of the episodes of trying to think of the name. Are You Afraid of the Dark? Where they got like the cabbie in the woods and shit. And they show like whatever this thing is in a jar, and you just look at the kids. And one kid's like, he's playing it up and he looks fearful, but the other kid's like, he just added the scream over that. And this is the most uninteresting things. Like, look, I've seen this before. It's fine.
Well, I got my Halloween look ready ahead of schedule.
Ah!
Sweet. Yes, but like,
Yeah.
What? Oh, what were you gonna say, bro?
Yeah, sneak peek if anyone's watching.
Yeah, if you're on YouTube now, you can check out Brian's new design. I need to create myself one of them as well. What do we have for next week, Brian? Are we getting to Young Frankenstein now? I believe.
Well, do we want to drop Young Frankenstein so we can include the Netflix film, or do we want to keep it and save the Mary Shelley film, Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, directed by Kenneth Branagh for last?
We'll do a little poll.
I was gonna say I'm down for Young Frankenstein, but I was gonna say like War of the Gargantuas because it seems like we're more interested in talking about it than anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's worthy of a review.
War of the Gargantuas is far more interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could do that because this episode's been almost a trailer to it, so it'd be a nice segue into the review next week. So we could do that.
Uh-huh.
Does make sense.
Just switched back.
Huh?
Yeah, just switched back to my regular look. Not October yet.
No, sir. And I think on the Halloween I think it'd be a good idea to dress up. I don't know what though. What would we dress up as? Green could dress up as the Wolfman.
A normal person.
Brian would have to. Oh, Brian, fucking Dr. Jekyll. Don't know. I think it'd be funky to dress up. I've never actually. The last time I dressed up, I was about 5 years old, so I'd only do it for something like this. I think it'd Give me a bit of buzz.
Well, I am sorry to report, but Fun with Monsters by Richard Cummings has been removed from the Internet Archive. So if you're thinking of doing something like makeup based, it's not easily accessible anymore. You actually have to track the book down now.
Oh, is this for the makeup?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, I did share the Colin Clive one like a while ago. The Colin Clive based one like a couple of weeks ago. But thankfully, his how to make your own model castles and forts and stuff is still there. So if I want, when I finish my Kong model, whenever that is, I can still have Kong fighting a Roman fort or whatever.
Kong versus the Trojan horse.
Uh,
Unfilmed Brian Coy Dragon.
Kong going across the Western Front to, I don't know, fight the Allied forces.
Why is he fighting? So you're saying that Kong was a Nazi?
No, he'd be fighting against the Nazis.
Oh,
no, that was like World War One, but
oh, World War One. Okay.
That makes more sense.
and ironically, plays in with that World War One propaganda of a German soldier being presented as a gorilla. And keep in mind, Marion C. Cooper was a World War One veteran.
Yeah. Yes, the man was.
Well,
And a freed prisoner of war, if I remember.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, got his hands burned pretty to the point they were scarred for life.
Oof.
Isn't that something I'd like to see with a portrayal of his avatar Carl Denham? Like go with the scar makeup for the hands.
speaking about the hands, Frankenstein's severed hand in the film was created with a scale model and consisted of 5 fully moving fingers operated by a motorized mechanism. So it was a lot more high tech. Thank you, Zonta. It was a lot more high tech than we probably first thought. Guys, move it up to a 4 out of 5 maybe. But yeah, this movie let me down. I think it started off so fucking good. I think the ideas were there, just not executed. Let's talk about fucking War of the Gargantuas.
Yeah, sure. Let's do War of the Gargantuas next week and save Mary Shelley's Frankenstein for last or whatever.
So, for the listeners out there, if you made it this far, make sure you like the video, comment, subscribe, rate us if you're over on Spotify. And Brian, where can we find your stuff, man? Tell the listeners.
You can find my stuff on YouTube. I am currently playing Gibbous, a Cthulhu adventure. Most recent video went up today. Tomorrow I will be returning to streaming Chrono Trigger at 10 a.m. EST. I also do readings. I'm currently reading The Travels of Marco Polo. And I do reactions. I'm currently reacting to Are You Afraid of the Dark Universe? Tomorrow or whenever will be part 2 of The Mummy's Hand.
I wouldn't be surprised if you were reading a book as you were doing the podcast, Brian. You read that many.
Yeah, I mean, outside of YouTube, I'm reading King Solomon's Mines, and before that, I read The Halloween Tree by Ray Bradbury.
Yeah. I want to read some more, man. I'm just not easily able to jump into fucking books. You know what I mean? Like, it's a bit of a girl show, but The Handmaid's Tale fucking blew me away. So I read the 2 books, and the new series is out. I don't know if anyone here is familiar with that story. It blew me away, man. I really recommend it if you like dystopian kind of world. stories. Because this one is brilliant. It's almost like if an extremist religious group took over America and do a lot of bad shit.
Bro, this is just what's going on right now.
Yeah.
Right?
I was gonna say it's not that far off.
Yeah, outside besides King Solomon's Mines, I'm also reading the Superman Elseworlds omnibus. Finished Superman and Wonder Woman, Whom Gods Destroy, which is set in an alternate timeline where the Nazis won World War II. So, like the original Wonder Woman has become a Nazi. Lois Lane becomes the new Wonder Woman. There's a whole lot of Greek mythology being incorporated. Superman gets transformed into an evil centaur at one point. Adonis is the head of the Third Reich.
I was not prepared for Superman becomes an evil centaur.
I'm ready for a lot of the X-Men.
And tomorrow, the next story in the omnibus is Superman's Metropolis, which is, of course, based on the Fritz Lang film. And was the first part of a trilogy based on German Expressionism films.
Back Dr. Caligari. Robin is just Caesar.
The second one is Batman Nosferatu, and it takes inspiration from both Nosferatu and the Cabinet of Dr. Caligari.
Okay. I might have to take a look at this then.
A general question for the panel. Are we into superhero movies? Like DC,
No.
MCU?
Yeah, I think there was a bit of a stumble with DC.
Bro, that is a
Stumble?
hard word to say. They have fumbled too many times.
I mean, they got their footing with Aquaman, and now with James Gunn, they're really getting back into the swing of things.
Does people enjoy that
This
Superman movie?
Yeah, I found it good. I also enjoyed the Minecraft world that was made based off of it. Playing as Superman and all that, it was good.
I think the only good part, well, there is good parts, but the guy who plays Lex Luthor I think, steals the complete movie. He's that good. That's why I probably gave it a 3.5 stars, I think. That guy's in everything now. I forget his name, but he was in the Nosferatu movie.
Nicholas Hoult, and he was in Mad Max Fury Road.
Anyone ever see him in the Menu with Ralph Fiennes, I think?
I do want to see that movie. I've seen stuff pop up on it. It looks.
My favorite piece of Superman media is actually a short film done by Historica Canada as part of the Heritage Minutes series, which is still ongoing.
Well, it's
just like
internet series.
It's been going on since before the internet. It's
Oh.
been going on since the late 80s, 90s. It's something that you'd see on television. And they've even been showing it before. They've even been showing them before movies. At Cineplex. I literally saw the Superman one for the first time in a long while, like not on the internet, but on something that's not the internet, I should say. And I was before the Masters of the Universe film. So yeah, it was nice seeing that. And when I saw the new Spider-Man film, it was the Viola Desmond Heritage Minute.
Okay.
So yeah, Superman is a part of Canadian heritage.
I am still yet to see that new Spider-Man movie. I was hoping they were sticking to three Spider-Man appearances per fucking actor. Because I'm a little bit tired of Tom Holland. He is a great Spider-Man. And that MCU universe is not stopping anytime soon, so I suppose he's going to be Spider-Man for a long time.
Forever, 2085.
That you can almost did we For anyone that's seen the movie here, do we know if Miles, the Miles character is going to come in at any time?
I doubt it
Not in this
because Sony already told Marvel like you're not going to be able to do it. So,
Imagine.
but they did hint at him. They did technically hint at him because the Prowler shows up in the first one, and there was a deleted scene where he calls his brother. He's like, "Tell Miles I'm not going to make it with the ice cream."
I'm looking forward to we get to that part of Spider-Man.
Yeah,
It's kind of a hot take, but with the MCU Spider-Man movies with Tom Holland, they've basically made the Peter Parker character Miles from the comics. They've used the Miles stories and based the character on him more so than actual Peter Parker.
Interesting. I'm into superhero movies. I'm not like big into them. I feel like I'm just burning. As interested as I am, I'm also really not. I think
I can't be interested in the DC stuff. They've
the last one
burned me too many times.
The last MCU movie I watched was First Steps, and I was telling my one friend about it, and he had figured out the plot. I was like, "Stop reading the Wikipedia." He's like, "Bro, this is shit from the comics." I was like, well, "Stop reading them too."
One DC.
Fantastic Four was good. I enjoyed Fantastic Four.
The latest one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the first
that
step.
actually was good.
I've not seen it.
It's pretty good. I liked it because of the retro future stuff.
Yeah. I would have liked if they'd left in all of the deleted scenes.
Like Malkovich.
Yeah, with Malkovich. Like you see some of his minions in the movie.
It's never going to be a Marvel villain.
It's never going to happen.
It needs to. We need John Malkovich.
The next one I'll probably go to see though is like that Clayface looks quite interesting.
Yeah, that one. Well, I mean that's Mike Flanagan writing it, so it's already going to be great.
Wonder how they're gonna do that because it's not the first time where we really say it's a Marvel, well, DC superhero like horror movie. I feel like we've heard that before. And you remember the new Mutants movie? I swear to God, when they were teasing that movie, it was meant to be a straight up horror movie, which it does have some of them scenes in it, but there's no way that's a horror movie.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping
it should have been.
Yeah, like
I think the difference between New Mutants and Clayface is the fact that Clayface is actually a very horrifying thing. So I think like they can make that work, whereas with New Mutants, it's kind of, I don't know.
Yeah, the interesting thing about the original Clayface is that he was very much inspired by horror. His real name, Basil Karloff, obviously Basil Rathbone and Boris Karloff, and he looks like Lon Chaney, Phantom of the Opera.
Well, that's what's good about Batman's villains. They're all kind of, most of them are basically look like they're kind of an offshoot of an old horror movie, or in some sort of sense. That's what's great about the Batman villains.
Joker.
You know, and it's taken them long enough to explore these fucking villains. You know, we've seen the Joker how many fucking times? We've got 2 separate Suicide Squad movies, which are good. Oh, Shane had to jump off here. But yeah, that's one that I'll probably keep an eye out for now. I'll be honest with Clayface. But that's the end of today's show, guys. I didn't even realise we were still going after the ratings. But thanks for Brian for being here and visit Daddy. Cheers for being here, brother. Zantar, take it easy, man. Brian, Fiends, we'll see you next week.
See you guys next week.
Bye.
It's alive!
Dracula.
It's a nightmare